And you know what else we have at C++ & Co? Instead of those pathetic graphite excuses for lead pencils, our lead pencils are 100% real lead inside of the specialty wood. Like how you have a hot dog, or taco in some people's opinions, but the meat is real lead, and the bun is our wood. And we also painted it all in lead paint. So if you want to chew on it, it will taste real good. And in our specialty mechanical pencil, we've installed a copy of Amazon Alexa, as well as a Roomba to the bottom of the pencil. That way it can follow you around whenever you need a pencil, truly solving the biggest problem that pencils face, portability. And the attached Amazon Alexa will provide any test answers you need, at the low cost of spying on all of your private information and making you nothing but a data dump for billionaires to use. We also have a variety of multicolored pencils. This means we dip our pencils into a mixture of multiple different paints, all mixed together, providing us with a variety of colors like brown, black, sludgy puke color, baby vomit, and that weird green left behind on the ink stain of a black Sharpie. That's only a portion of our access to the rainbow. We don't just have multicolored pencils, but we have singular colored pencils, and we all know less is more in the eye of the consumer. So we have the individual colors of cyan, beige, darkened maroon, eggshell, and the type of pink you get on your knuckles from gripping the controller angrily because you can't get past 2 betrayals on Lasso. Yes, I'm having a bad day. Okay, up until now, we've been writing too many positive things, like the nuclear launch codes or the alien invasion. But how about C++ as something negative, like the arrival of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? I feel like the best starting point for our C++ rapture is the old biblical river of blood. We can best sort out what should signal the horsemen if we actually see what makes people afraid the most. I have literally no idea if a river of blood is actually related to the horsemen, or if it's even in the Bible. But it's all in the Bible, you know? We know for a fact that some things like floods or plagues don't scare people in this world, even if it freaking should. So we're going to need to go big if C++ is truly going to scare people for the arrival of the horsemen. Then we're going to need about 700,000 locusts at least. And that's just my plan for Colorado. You don't even want to know what I'm going to do to Montana. But after the defenestration of Montana, the horsemen have officially arrived. And first of all of them is war. A horseman who you should think starts off by igniting a war through territory disputes or religion. But actually all she needs to do her job is just post an opinion on Twitter. War just follows naturally. And as war naturally follows discourses, death naturally follows war. And as war left to the wings, death takes center stage to pull people into the endless abyss that is mortality. But then death looks out to its audience of maskless anti-vaxxers and realizes she doesn't have to do anything. Lady Death hands the mic to Pestilence, but warns him that he isn't going to be able to do much. Pestilence smirks at the fact that he already showed up on the Earth a few years ago, since Pestilence just seems to cause all of the other horsemen to be out of a job. Maybe C++ could cause famine to be the most worthless of all the horsemen. I mean, who cares about starving when all those other things are happening? War? Death? Pestilence? Literally all of these things lead you to starve regardless. Famine is just the annoying little brother that all the others have to pull along. And lest we forget the bonus horseman, Conquest. In truth, anytime I think of a person personifying conquest, I just think of a crappy 4chan kid who thinks that they would be a good president just because they watched an episode of Joe Rogan. So, I don't know if I want to include this in our C++ Bible, but Joe Rogan is pretty apocalyptic, so I guess he's on topic for once in his life. Yes, I understand the irony of sounding like an angsty teen while insulting angsty teens. Shush. Just to pad out this script a little longer so I can maybe make it 3 parts, I'll talk about my final idea for what my redefinition of C++ is, so this pathetic excuse of a fever dream can come to an end. And that is my recipe for space food. I have 3 simple steps to explain how to best get a gourmet meal up to Mars. Why is it 3 steps? Because I'm tired of writing. So step 1, dehydrate. All you need to do to dehydrate something like a massive cake is to stick a straw in it and suck as hard as you can. The key here is to go until you feel like you're going to pass out, and then go that much farther. Now take this perfectly dehydrated cake and shrink it. Now, the great thing is that you only need to use your hands for this. Take the cake and squish it as much as you can, so it will be portable enough to go to space, whereas normal food is too big. And step 3, flavoring. We all know that astronauts are famous for being picky pieces of garbage, so you need to make sure the food tastes good enough for them. So, we here take the unique flavoring of a green M&M and douse the cake in it. And with that, we have food for astronauts that no one can complain about. Even when billionaires start taking egocentric trips to space for nothing but bragging rights, they'll still have decent food. But that'll never happen, right? And to close this off with an anti-billionaire sentiment, I can't think of anything more befitting of myself. So here we are at the end of my long, maybe 3-part video, maybe not, series of the redefinition of C++. Everyone here has wasted countless bits of time and learned no real information about C++, but I wasted more time than you, so you can't be mad at me. Also, if this isn't 3 videos, then that would be really embarrassing after I mentioned it this whole time. Crap.